Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, plant. Welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello, plant. And every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, got something for you, just for you. In the morning sun, where the flowers bloom, colors burst like a painter's dream come true. Roses red and violets blue, every petal whispers something new. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello, plant. Welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello, plant. In every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Indoor greens and outdoor scenes, design your space, let your garden dreams glide. Personal touch with our garden design, free sessions to blend within your budget line. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello, plant. Welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello, plant. In every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Now everybody, let's say hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, plant. Welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello, plant. And every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you, just for you. In the morning sun, where the flowers bloom, colors burst like a painter's dream come true. Roses red and violets blue, every petal whispers something new. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello, plant. Welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello, plant. In every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Indoor greens and outdoor scenes, design your space, let your garden dreams glide. Personal touch with our garden design, free sessions to blend within your budget line. line. Alright. From tiny seeds to trees so grand. Every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello, plant. Welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello, plant. In every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Now everybody, let's say hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, plant. Welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello, plant. And every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you, just for you. In the morning sun, where the flowers bloom, colors burst like a painter's dream come true. Roses red and violets blue, every petal whispers something new. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello, plant. Welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello, plant. In every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Indoor greens and outdoor scenes, design your space, let your garden dreams glide. Personal touch with our garden design, free sessions to blend within your budget line. Alright. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome to this week's Grower Direct Flash Sale. And what it is, we've gone out to the growers and what we've said to them is we said, give us some great specials direct from the field. We're taking them to the public. And what we want is we want garden classics. These are the sort of things, they're not rare, they're not obscure, they're not quite everyday either. They're the classic items. They're the things, the basic building blocks for a great garden. And we've got a real range. There's hydrangeas, there's ground covers, there's grasses, there's all sorts of things. But these are the real garden classics, the basics that anybody could use to put together. So if you're doing a beautiful garden, if you're doing a contemporary style garden, and you want really good classic plants at a great price, this is your opportunity. We've got 100 different items, 100 different items to go through, and they're all classic, beautiful items, things that you could use as your basic building blocks to build a garden. And the prices are fabulous. And the first thing we've got is dwarf blue agapanthus. Now, dwarf blue agapanthus, if you want to make a beautiful border, and it has a lovely sort of evergreen grassy finish, it doesn't sort of go seedy or anything like that, and then for 4 or 5 months a year you've got beautiful little heads of blue flowers. It doesn't get any taller. Your blue agapanthus doesn't get any taller than about 35 centimetres. That's flowers and all. So a nice low border, really, really tough. Grow this absolutely anywhere, in the heat, in the shade, terrible soil, whatever you like. Beautiful low maintenance border. And Peter Pan, blue agapanthus, down from $13.99 to $6.99, and they're nice big 6-inch pots. Like you look at that one there, there's 3 nice big plants in there. So $6.99 down from $13.99, and Peter Pan blue agapanthus.
Chris, I just guess we'll introduce ourselves. So hi everyone, welcome to the Hello Plants Grower Direct flash sale for the week. I'm Jodie, I'm one of your hosts, and I'll be here throughout the 2-hour live stream to answer your questions in the chat and to guide you through those amazing offers that Chris has been talking about. So if you've just joined us, make sure that you check the pinned message in the comments or scan the QR code on your screen. Both will take you straight to our website where you can shop for everything that's featured in today's live.
Yeah. Now, next we've got Korean Box, 8-inch pot, reduced from $29.99 to $15.99. That's almost half price. Now, your Korean Box is the densest, finest, smallest, most round of all your boxes. You can grow this as a specimen in a pot. It grows into a beautiful round ball almost naturally. Grow it as a sort of a dense, fine, low hedge. If you want an ultra low hedge or an ultra small or ultra fine box, it's your Korean Box, reduced from $29.99 to $15.99, and 50 of these available. So 1 or 2 lucky people can make a whole big hedge out of it.
Chris, we've got some comments on Instagram. NDS Live again has said, hello, any moss white birch on sale this week? Hoping to pick up one about 1 metre or so tall.
Look, no, but send us some sort of a request or something like that, and we'll follow up, and we'll do what's called a price and availability and find one for you through the week, okay?
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah. So send us in something and we'll track that down. And now we've got Japanese box in 6-inch pots. Now these are good size 6-inch pots. Look at that there. I've seen 8-inch pots with them. Actually, yeah, it's spring they were coming in 8-inch pots, and they were twice the price and half the size of this. So good size, reduced from $12.99 to $7.99. Now $7.99 is a sort of is cheaper than what you'd mostly pay for English box. Now Japanese box has a different colour, a different texture. It's faster growing in hot and difficult environments. It's faster growing. It's tougher, and it's great to shape into balls or shape into a hedge. And if you wanted to grow a box hedge, say you want to grow a box hedge more than 1 metre or possibly 2 metres tall, Japanese box is the go. Very, very tough. And for $7.99 you can't go wrong. Now here's Dianella Breeze. Now Dianella Breeze is one of your patented type ones. It's one of your better ones, and these are reduced from, and it's normally expensive. Now these are enormous. So say you're a property developer and you need some big bushy. You're finishing off a property. You put it on the market next month. You need something big and bushy. You can't go wrong with these. These are reduced from $14.99 to $8.99, and they are big bushy plants. Look, there's one of them there. A cunning gardener could actually chop one of these in half and get 2 of them, and then that'd only be $4.50 each. So Dianella Breeze reduced from $14.99 to $8.99. 3-inch pot English box, and we've got that at the moment for $2.29, and they're beautiful bushy little plants. Have a close look at that. I'll show you one of these up close. Now English box is probably the #1 selling ornamental plant in Melbourne. You can grow them as a hedge, as a ball, as a pot plant. People use them for everything. We probably sell more than 1,000 a week of them. So So these English box are normally $2.99, so normally $3 each, and now $2.29. So $2.29, and they're beautiful bushy ones. It'll probably, if you bought those $2.29 ones, it'd probably take you 2 years to get a nice 30 or 40 centimetre hedge. So they're fabulous value. If you've got a big long hedge to do and you haven't got a fortune to spend, those $2.29 box would be the go. Now these are really, really good. These are green rockets. They're reduced from $12.99 to $7.99, and they are beautiful big plants. Now this, if you want a large, fast-growing box-style hedge that's really tough, one that if you're in cold country that's frosty in the winter, this doesn't turn purple or brown in the winter. It stays green and lush all year round. And you can grow this anywhere into a hedge, anywhere say between 60 centimetres and 1.5 metres. Beautiful hedge, lush and green, or even just grow it as a ball or a cone or as a column or whatever. It's a really good, tough sort of hedge, box style hedge plant, and grows at least double the speed of an English box. So you'll get a beautiful, if you plant 4 of these to the metre, you'll have a beautiful hedge in no time at all. And normally you'd expect to pay $12.99 for these. These are reduced to $7.99. So $7.99, and we've got 80 of them available. So a couple of lucky people can get a beautiful hedge out of it.
Speaking of lucky people, Chris, Jessica on TikTok has sent you 2 roses.
Oh, I am lucky today, aren't I? Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, the thing is, you can buy, how you buy this stuff. Can you tell people how to buy this stuff?
Absolutely. So if you've just joined us, welcome. You can shop for any of the items that we are discussing today through the pinned link on our socials, or you can scan the QR code up on the screen behind us to grab your favourite plants. All prices are special flash sale prices for this week, but once stock is gone, it's gone, and those flash sales will be done.
Yeah, now there's lots of ways to buy, and there's lots of opportunity. First of all, you could just ring up and say, look, those green rocket look fantastic, I want 20 of them, and you could put them, get them put away, give me a credit card, do it over the phone. You could jump in the car, head down here, and you could fill the boot up with those green rockets. So you could come in here, you can get on the phone, and you can place an order, or you can do it online, of course. Now here we've got 8-inch pot Tom Thumbs. These are lovely bushy ones. These would be good to grow as a pot plant or grow as a fast growing hedge. And these grow much faster than English box, and in an 8-inch pot they're normally $20. These are only $10.99. Beautiful bushy Tom Thumb. And look at those, if you planted 4 of those to the metre, you'd have an instant little Tom Thumb hedge. And one of the things I've noticed about Tom Thumb, if you live, say you lived out in Malmesbury or somewhere like that where it's real cold in the winter, and your English box turns purple or brown, your Tom Thumb will stay beautiful and green no matter how frosty it gets.
Now, Chris, Jessica has sent you a tofu, I believe. I'm not too sure what that is. Looks like a cat to me. But she has asked, where are we located?
We're located, like in a geographical sense, we're about 5 minutes drive from Tullamarine Airport. We're on the north side of Melbourne. We're down the end of Sydney Road, middle of the ring. We're just off the ring. We're just off the ring road. We're on the old Hume Highway. But kind of to understand it, we're really close to Tullamarine Airport, which gives you a good understanding of where we are geographically. And we're not a local nursery. We're very much a Melbourne's nursery. And because what we do is that we sell a lot of stuff on the internet. If you come in here, this is the fullest nursery. It's so full. The main question the staff ask me is, say, where am I going to put this? We're bringing truckloads. They say, where's this truckload going to go? And their main problem is trying to squeeze another truckload into the place. So we're a lot of nurseries and department stores you go to are half empty. We're full by double. And then the thing is, what we do is that we take orders online, we take orders over the phone, people come in and order stuff, and we do free delivery from here to Terrelgan, from here to Ballarat, from here to Shepparton, to here to Bendigo, from here to Geelong and down on the surf coast. If you spend over $300, free delivery. So anybody can buy and get stuff really, really cheap. Now what we've got here is something that's very hard to get. This is called Real Deal Giant Liriope. Now what it is mostly when you buy giant liriope, it's grown from seed, and when you plant them, they're all a little bit different to each other. This Real Deal, the chap who grows this for us, he splits it all by hand, and it all comes from one original, perfect, beautiful liriope. So this is the most beautiful, foliage liriope you can get. You can use this as an indoor, you can use it in the shade, use it almost anywhere. Really hardy, beautiful, and if you mass plant this, it's absolutely exquisite, and it's called the real deal. Now, normally you pay a lot of money for the real deal. These are from $13.99 down to $10.99, so $10.99, and that's the real deal, best one you can get on the market. Real deal, giant liriope, $10.99.
Now, Chris, Jessica's back on TikTok, and she said that's amazing in relation to all the places that you provide free delivery, and it is amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it is amazing. We've got one van, and it's not even a year old, and it's well over 100,000 kilometres.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and it's not even a year old. So here we've got Little Con Lomandra. Now this is one of my favourite Lomandras. This doesn't seed, it doesn't turn brown, it doesn't do anything weird. It just grows into a beautiful little round bush. It grows probably about 30 centimetres tall, 30 centimetres high. So if you're looking for a green, lush, something that looks good all year round, this is Little Con. At Little Con you'd normally pay $16.99. It's a bit pricey because it's a little bit harder to propagate than a lot of grasses. And this is only $11.99. So $11.99, great for your native landscape. So Little Con Lomandra, $11.99.
Jessica loves that free delivery so much, she sent you another rose.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much. My idea is, what I've been working on for years, is to make, like, Victoria has the best horticultural industry probably anywhere in the world, just about. Very diverse, really fabulous range of stuff, great prices, and I want to make that available to everybody, not just the people that live in close to Melbourne. I want everyone to be able to, get on the internet and have the best horticulture in the world delivered to their door. So Lomandra Tanika. Now Tanika is the most popular plant. It's the most popular plant in Australia. Ornamental plant, that is, and around freeways and universities they plant thousands and thousands of them. And anyway, it could be a bit pricey. A 6-inch pot can cost $17, $18, $19. These are beautiful big. I'll show you how big this is. These are beautiful big 3-inch pots, really big and chunky. And anyway, these have been reduced from $9.99 to $5.99. So $5.99, and if you went to your local store, you'd probably find the 6-inch pots are no bigger and better than this. So it's really, a lot of people think about pot size, but in actual fact, it's how big is the plant and how healthy and how good is the plant. These are big, these are healthy, they're 3-inch pots and $5.99. If you look around, I'm sure if you're mass planting an area, maybe you're a property developer, maybe you've got a country property, you need a big lot of grasses, or maybe it's a beach house and you want low maintenance grasses. Well, at $5.99 you can plant 50 or 100 of these and not go broke. So $5.99, Lomandra Tanika, great price. Now here we have one of the most popular evergreen plants around, and we normally charge $29.99 on these, which is a good price. $29.99. They're nice and big, they're big and bushy, they're evergreen. Now these are covered in white flowers in spring. You can hedge them, you can grow them as a specimen. You can trim them off at 80 or 90 centimetres, or you can grow them up to 1.5 metres or 1.8 metres in height, and they are hardy. Crook soil, frost, heat, drought, whatever you want to throw at them, these will grow. So really, really hardy. And anyway, and these have been reduced from $29.99 to $19.99. For a big evergreen like that, you might be doing up a property for spring sale. These will be covered in white flowers in spring. If you're doing up a property for spring sale and you need something evergreen, something tough, $19.99, good, really good size evergreen. Now here we have Society Garlic. Now Society Garlic has a beautiful mauve flower, and it has that beautiful mauve flower for 5-6 months of the year. But what's good about Society Garlic, you've got your normal Society Garlic, but what's good about Society Garlic is that when it's not flowering, you've got this lovely silvery grey leaf. It's got like grey green on it and silver stripes, and so it's got beautiful foliage. Now this really makes a low maintenance. If you want a border or a hedge that's low maintenance, this is a fabulous low maintenance border or hedge. Just plant 3 to the metre and stand back, and they'll pretty much, maybe a little drop of water in some of it, tiny bit of fertiliser, but they'll pretty much look after themselves. Much lower maintenance than say a box hedge or something like that, and very, very hardy. Nothing much eats them. The rabbits don't seem to like them. And these have been reduced from $14.99 to $7.99. That's almost half price. So $7.99. Beautiful 6-inch pot society garlic.
Chris, back to the snow maidens. Jessica was just asking, when do the snow maidens bloom?
They bloom in August. Mostly, you might get the first flower or two in July, then they bloom all through August and into September.
Okay, that's brilliant. And we've got Jacinta Condon is on Facebook, on Instagram, and she's asked, what are they? And I think she's talking about the snow maidens.
Yeah, they're an Indian hawthorn, and some of the Indian hawthorns have got big leaves and that. It's a sort of a fine leaf, dense, bushy, very, very hardy and pretty Indian hawthorn.
Okay, I've got another question on TikTok. Okay, somebody wants to know, how can they grow coconut in Sydney?
You'd have to put it in a hothouse. Sydney is not hot enough yet,
You'll need quite a tall hothouse for that one.
Yeah,
I'd say.
that's right. Yeah, actually, I think in India they've actually bred dwarf varieties of coconut, low-growing dwarf varieties. So maybe if you could import that low-growing dwarf variety, put in a hothouse, you might be right.
There you go.
Okay, so nothing's impossible. With good horticulture, nothing's impossible. So English box, 6-inch pots, reduced from $9.99. Now $9.99, that's cheap. Have a look at that. They're really good-sized plants. Plant 5 of them to the metre. Now with the spring growth, you'll have a nice little English box hedge buying this size here. So at 5 to the metre, and we've reduced the price on 100 of them to $5.99. That's $5.99. There's 100 available. Quite a few people will be able to do a nice hedge with that 100. So plant 5 to the metre and $5.99. Nice big bushy English box. Really healthy. You couldn't get better English box than that. I'll give you a close look at it at $5.99. And do you know that English box is probably Melbourne's favourite plant? So English box, Melbourne's favourite plant. Nice bushy plants, $5.99.
Chris, so we've got Fiji Time in relation to the coconut was saying thanks very much for that. Jessica is saying, now this is quite a compliment, she's saying that you have more knowledge than Costa, and I will let him know that next time he's in town. Also, we've got another question from Instagram, from Drich Damo. Are the prices on the website the same with the sale prices? He has a few specific plants already. Just wondering if those are on sale already.
We've got a page, and you go to this page here, you can scan it, and if you go to that page, those prices are all the same as what I'm saying here now, which is not the same as our normal website prices, and these prices for these products are going to be up till this time next week.
One more question's coming in on TikTok from Fiji Time. When is the best time to cut my apple tree and peach tree and cherry tree?
Early August.
Early August,
yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, so here we have one of my favourite landscape plants, and I'll just bring it out. Now what is this? Is really, really hardy. You can clip this, you can grow it as a ball, grow it as a hedge. It has white flowers, and at the moment it's got sort of orangey tonies. In the height of summer, it's absolutely brilliant gold. There it is. Have a look at the colour there. It's called Kaleidoscope. One of my favourite landscape plants. Like I think I use this in every second or third landscape design that I do. Beautiful plant, hardy, easy to grow, and Abelia Kaleidoscope were $21.99, which is a great price for them. They're a really sought after plant, and we've got them for $15.99. So $15.99 for Abelia Kaleidoscope in a 6-inch pot.
I've got another couple of questions on Instagram. So Bernadette is asking, or saying, love listening to you guys. Happy Saturday, guys. Thanks for brightening up our day.
Cool, no worries. Happy to do it. Now, these look pretty boring. These, but they're one of my favourite plants. They're Arenaria Montana Snow, and they're in 6-inch pots, and $12.99 is a very reasonable price for these ones here. But have a look at this screen here. Look at these white flowers here. You buy these now, And I would say, when would it be? It'd be probably mid-July. These will be ablaze with white flowers like this, and they'll go right through August, September, and into October. Just a massive white flowers, and they'll probably, and not only that, they grow all through the winter. So this will double or triple in size, probably the size of a dinner plate by springtime, and covered in white flowers in the first half of spring. So if your garden lacks winter brightness, there it is. Right now, pretty boring, but winter brightness abounds with your Arenaria Montana, $12.99 reduced to $5.99. So $5.99, that's the price you'd expect to pay for a tube, but these are nice big 6-inch pots, lovely to put a border around the garden, will cascade over the garden edge a little bit. So Arenaria Montana, $12.99 down to $5.99.
Chris, Jacinda's on Instagram and she's wondering, do we ship Australia-wide?
We post little bits and pieces over a lot of Australia. We don't post anything into Perth and nothing into the Northern Territory and nothing into Tasmania for quarantine and climatic reasons. But we do ship quite a lot of stuff into South Australia and New South Wales and southeastern Queensland, and big lots of stuff we do on a trucking pallet, which is a little bit expensive, but you move a lot of stuff on a trucking pallet, and little bits and pieces we post. Now here we've got Azalea Alba Magna. Now this is Australia's favourite azalea. It's quite a big grower. It's very, very hardy. It'll take quite a lot of sun. Massive white flowers in the springtime. So beautiful, beautiful big white flowers. Lovely glossy green foliage, or lush green foliage. And they're normally pretty pricey, normally $29.99. These are down to $23.99. Beautiful big plants, nice big evergreen plant. These will keep the leaves on through the winter, flower like mad in spring, at only $23.99. So beautiful, beautiful plant to get.
Now, Fiji Time is just saying she has a Royal Ponciana growing in Sydney.
That's a good effort, because normally you wouldn't expect to see that, you know, sort of thing you expect to find in Mackay. So,
yeah.
So look after it, keep it warm, and she'll be right. Okay, so now here, I've just got the most amazing smell. It's a beautiful, sweet, it's like, the smell of this is like honey and spice. Now this is a beautiful weeping, now you could train this up and have it like a weeping cherry or something. Beautiful weeping bush. And it's called Wisteria Lane, and the flowers are just like wisteria flowers. It weeps beautifully, and this is going to bring the birds, bring the butterflies into your garden. It's a wonderful thing to have, and normally you'd expect to pay $21. We normally sell them for $16.99, and this is down to $9.99, and this is a real garden classic. This is probably my favourite buddleia. If I could only have one buddleia in my garden, it would be a Wisteria Lane, and at $9.99 you can't go wrong. And the smell, I'll just smell it one more time, just for my own pleasure. Honey and spice, that's how I describe the smell of that.
Chris, Jacinda wanted you to know that she thanks you, and her and her husband love following you on Instagram.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So here we have, now this is not just ordinary clivia, this is your Belgian hybrid clivia. Belgian hybrid clivia is to see, it's shorter than your normal clivia. The leaves are wider, and these leaves will get quite wide as it matures, and it throws up a beautiful thick stem with a lovely orange head. And what's nice about these, they're not as tall, they're not as scraggly, they're much neater. Now a lot of people are going to have like the south side of their house, they're going to have some spot where the sun doesn't shine and it's colourless and boring. Well, a clivia can brighten that right up, and the hybrid orange is probably the nicest one to do, and normally they're pretty pricey. These, for their size, are incredible value. They're reduced from $15.99, they're cheap. A lot of stores are selling them much smaller and skinnier. These are of a sexual maturity, they're of a size that is going to flower this spring. Beautiful big plants, and they're reduced to $12.99, so that's an enormous clivia for $12.99, and they have lovely orange flowers. I'll just show you, that's the flower there. So $12.99, beautiful big clivias, probably going to flower this spring because they're so big and nice. But don't plant, if you love clivias, don't put them in the sun, put them in the shade. Put them in a spot where in the shade all day long.
So we've got some comments on TikTok. I'm going to attempt to say this. Eugenio Durohala has said, I just got 2 snake plants from Hello Hello, so that's fantastic. And Fiji Time is back just asking, how can I get more bees in my garden? What flowers are the best to introduce more bees? And just bearing in mind that I think Fiji Time is up in Sydney.
Okay, those buddleias, we could post one of those wisteria lane buddleias, but we've got half a dozen different buddleias here. But buddleias bring the bees, they bring the butterflies, they bring the birds, and it's because of that exquisite smell. But but humans love it too. I love my buddleia, and buddleias are something we could post into Sydney, and they would do beautifully in Sydney. Now here we have one of my favourite plants. This is Coprosma Evening Glow. Now I'll bring this up close so you can really look into the colour. Now what's going to happen, the colder it gets, the more colourful this will get. Look how colour, look at the beautiful, now the colour is beautiful all year round, but in the middle of winter this is very, very intense colour. Now you can grow this as a hedge, grow it as a bush, trim it into a ball, and what I say to people when they're buying these, I say these are as hardy as any cactus. They're almost unkillable. And at any rate, so here we are, we've got Evening Glow, reduced from $14.99, which is a good price for nice big bushy plants. Like if you came in and bought that for $14.99, you'd be happy. It's a nice big bushy plant. But these are reduced from $14.99 to $9.99. So $9.99, fantastic price for a beautiful, colourful Coprosma that's hardy. Grow it in a pot, grow it in the garden. Great, and the colder it gets, the brighter it gets.
Now, Chris, Nina is on TikTok saying, I've got caterpillars eating the leaves. Now, I'll just ask Nina if you might be able to pop down in the chat if you're talking about the Coprosma or the buddleia.
Yeah, and do you know something? If you go out in the middle of the day, like most caterpillars are knocked off now that we're getting these colder nights, but if you go out in the middle of the day, you can normally spot your caterpillars and you can squish them.
Or I like to pick them off and give them to the chooks.
Yeah, or pick them up and give them to the chooks. But basically, you can hand pluck them because normally there's not that many of them. You go out on one big bush, there might only be 3 caterpillars. Now 3 caterpillars can do a lot of damage. But the first thing to do, rather than go out with nasty poisons, is get out there and hand pluck them.
And that's what we call cultural management.
Yeah.
And also, Nina's just clarified that it was the buddleia.
Oh, right,
with the
yeah.
caterpillars.
And, the caterpillars will have a go at that. And I reckon if you get out there and just hand pluck them. Now here we've got a little dwarf red dianthus, and have a look at this beautiful little flower here. These are, now what's good is they're just coming into flower and they're going to flower for months and months and months. A dianthus is actually a dwarf carnation. And these will have lots and lots of flowers. Actually, if you look at that, there's all buds around the base. And these are reduced from $12.99 to $5.99. So $5.99 for dwarf carnations.
Wonderful. Nina's just said that there's about 10 caterpillars on at least one leaf. So
wow,
got quite a few caterpillars on her buddleias, but she thanks you very much for the advice.
Okay, if I had just thousands of caterpillars there, I'd get out the old con guard and give them a blast.
Yeah, or dipel.
Dipel,
yeah. Yep.
Is dipel still available?
Pardon?
Can you still get dipel?
Yeah, dipel's still available.
Yeah, dipel's great stuff because it's non-toxic. It's only really toxic to the caterpillars.
Yeah, because the dipel has bacteria that isn't good for the gut of the caterpillar suspended in a powder, and once you activate that in water and they eat the leaves, which you've sprayed the dipel on, then those bacteria get into their stomach and that basically kills them from the inside out.
Yeah.
And basically they get a really bad tummy infection and
it's
done.
Deadly, what is it, deadly stomach infections for caterpillars.
But only for caterpillars.
Yeah. And what's good about it is I used to spray crops with dipel, and what's good about it is that they may not die instantly, but they stop eating instantly.
Yes.
As soon as they taste it, they're not able to eat anymore. So here we have Escallonia Iveyi. When I'm doing cottage gardens and I've got customers looking for a nice cottagey hedge, I use this here. And what's great about this, for 5 months of the year, it's got these beautiful white flowers, lovely glossy green foliage, and it's great. It has a sort of a nice informal shape to it. So really good for a cottage or a country hedge. extreme frost, extreme heat, very, very hardy, very versatile. Good for a medium-sized hedge. So if you wanted a hedge anywhere between 1.2 metres and 2 metres, it's not a tall growing plant, but anywhere between 1.2 and 2, this is a fabulous hedge. And if you want a slightly informal hedge, or if you want a hedge with lots and lots of flowers, this is the hedge for you. Grow in almost any soil, frost, heat, drought, whatever. And these are reduced from $29.99 to $17.99. So $17.99, nice 8-inch pot Escallonia Iveyi. Now, what's a classic garden without gardenia? And the best gardenia, I reckon, is Gardenia Florida. Gardenia Florida, big double white flower. This is it here. Look at that flower there. Beautiful big double white flower. Lovely glossy leaves, long flowering, and fragrant, heavenly fragrance. When you just need one gardenia flowering in your garden, and it'll fill that whole garden with fragrance. Plant a multitude of them, and you'll be overwhelmed by the fabulous smell. So, and this particular grower who grows these, it grows lovely bushy ones. They are beautiful gardenias, and lowest price we've had $13.99 down to $10.99. So $10.99 Gardenia Florida.
Chris, we've got a comment from Stiffy RL on TikTok, who says, I remember your ad from on TV probably about 20 years ago. Great to see you live on TikTok. And Stiffy RL, I think it's safe to say that Chris is hip to the jive when it comes to TikTok.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, thank you very much. And the old ad was, hello, it's Chris. That was it. That's how it was. So here we have, now I've gone over the page the wrong way. Here we have our pink Gara. Now, Gara is great. It flowers for 5 months of the year. The flowers look like little butterflies. There's the beautiful flowers there. It has a little bit of colour in the foliage. Flowers year after year after year. Looks great with roses. Looks great in a cottage garden. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Lovely to mass plant. And we've got them reduced from $12.99 to $5.99. So $5.99 for pink Gara. So $5.99 pink Gara. Fantastic, incredibly low price. It's actually below the wholesale price. So it's a really, really good price.
We've got a lot of likes on TikTok today, Chris. A lot of people here.
That's great.
And Stiffy RL sent you some love.
Thank you, thank you. So I'll send out a hello to Stiffy. No worries. And anyway, so here we've got Hydrangea Annabelle. Now Annabelle is probably the most sought after of hydrangeas. Down at your local nursery, nice big plant, an 8-inch pot. It's probably going to be $40-50. We've got them here today, reduced from our 6-inch pots, but they're big 6-inch pots, beautiful big pots. Look at that. This one here will be able to throw flowers next spring. But beautiful big 6-inch pots, lovely gutsy, and at a price that you'll be able to mass plant. Now Annabelle looks unbelievable if you mass plant it. It has a different leaf to the normal hydrangea. I'll just show you the leaf there. That's the leaf of your Annabelle. Completely different to your normal hydrangea. Have a look here. It has a very attractive soft green leaf, a beautiful attractive soft green leaf, and fabulous, unbelievable white flowers. Great for mass planting. And at our price here of $14.99, you'll be able to mass plant, put half a dozen of them in, and put on the most amazing show you've ever seen. So Annabelle at prices for mass planting, $14.99.
Now Chris, Fiji Time has given you some claps and says that they love watching your show, and we love having Fiji Time with us, along with everybody else on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now here we have Sunday Fraise. Now Sunday Fraise, we've got them in a 10-inch pot, and these are going into autumn colour. Look at that lovely dapple pink. I'll have to give you a close look at that now. These are beautiful big plants. Now if you plant these out by Christmas, these will be 1.5 metres tall and beautiful bushy. But look at that exquisite pink that we're seeing here. Look at that pink there, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful pink. Now your Sunday Fraise is a really special hydrangea, and the reason why it's a special hydrangea, it's in the hydrangea, I shouldn't get all technical, I'll do it anyway. It's in the Hydrangea paniculata family. Now paniculata is the most sun hardy of all hydrangeas, so you can grow, if you give this plenty of water. Now the chap who grows these for our nursery, he grows them in a hot sunny paddock, and these love the hot sun as long as they've got plenty of water. So you can grow these in the middle of a hot sunny garden, have amazing white flowers in spring that turn pink and then red right when you get to sort of Mother's Day. So amazing sort of colour change in them, beautiful foliage, beautiful sun-hardy plant, and they're normally expensive and hard to get. These are great big ones, normally $129.99 down to $39.99. So $39.99, Sunday phrase, Hydrangea. Now, lots of people, I mean almost everybody loves crepe myrtle. Crepe myrtle are hardy, they have fantastic summer blossom, and then after the summer blossom, amazing autumn colour. But there's people that think that they can't have one because they've only got a tiny garden. Maybe you've only got a balcony. But if you've got a patch of sun on your balcony, you can have a crepe myrtle, and you can have one of these amazing red crepe myrtles like this, because this is a dwarf one. It can grow in a pot, grow in a small garden bed, and it only grows 1 metre tall. And these are lovely, healthy plants, and they're not expensive. Reduced from $19.99 to $10.99. So $10.99, and you've got yourself a beautiful crepe myrtle. And so if you've got a tiny garden, a little apartment, a little townhouse, and you love crepe myrtles, just look for a patch of sun and pop one of these in at $10.99, a red crepe myrtle, and you'll have that summer blossom and that autumn colour. We made a video of these, and it was a real hit. It was just a beautiful little one in a garden, fabulous plant. So red crepe myrtle, $10.99.
Now, Chris, before we move on, we've got Stiffy RL. Was so impressed with the show today. He sent you a galaxy. Now, I don't know if you know what a galaxy is, but like a rose is like 1 coin. A galaxy is like 1,000 coins.
Wow.
So impressed.
That's incredible. Thank you very much.
And he said, have a wonderful day, guys.
Right, okay. It's really good. It's really good for a broken down old nurseryman to get such recognition. Okay, so here we have, this is one of the best lavenders you can get. It's called Avon View. And I think there's a funny story I could tell you about Avon View. What happened was in some states of Australia, your Italian lavender was banned. And it was declared a noxious weed. And some sneaky nurseryman thought, River Avon, it's in England, I'll call this Italian lavender Avon View. Now, Italian lavender is fabulous stuff because people think this probably grows wild along the Avon River, you know, like just in view of the Avon River in England. But in actual fact, it's an Italian lavender. It has the little wings on the top. And it's really, really tough. A lot of lavenders don't live for many years. Your Avon View is long-lived, makes a beautiful hedge, beautiful specimen, lovely fragrance, beautiful flowers, long flowering flowers 4 or 5 months of the year. So long flowering, lovely foliage, a really, really great lavender. And somehow it sneaked its way into popular culture by being called Avon View. So people all think it comes from England, but it's really a beautiful Italian lavender that's out there a bit sneakily.
I think that's fantastic. I think people really enjoy listening to those types of stories because it's good to know the etymology of these things.
Yeah, yeah. So now we've got the next lavender. Now we've got English lavender. Now English lavender is not for everybody, but for the people it's right for, this is the lavender to have. English lavender, very, very good for fragrance, very good to pick, very good to dry. Really, really good, strong and beautiful, strong plant. Look at the lovely silver foliage here. Look at that silver foliage. Now these have been reduced in price. They're from $14.99 down to $7.99. So $7.99 for English lavender, fabulous price. But what's good about English lavender, could be bad for some people, it's a big lavender. So if you wanted a big lavender, something that was going to go up to your chin or something like that, it's your English lavender. So English lavender, great big silver lavender, rich purple flowers, fabulous fragrance. So if you've got room for a nice big lavender, maybe you want to have a lavender hedge. Maybe you've got a cottage out in the country and you want to have a lavender hedge that actually gives you a bit of privacy. Well, English lavender is the hedge that's going to do it. They like a sunny, well-drained spot. They don't need a lot of water. They need plenty of sun. And they don't want to grow in a swampy hollow or anything like that. But given the right spot, beautiful big lavender, great for a hedge, and really, really cheap at $7.99. And if you plant them, if I was planting them, I'd plant them 1 to 1.2 meters apart, and you'll get that nice lavender shape. If you squish them up too much, you lose your lavender shape.
And this is the perfect lavender to buy if you want to make cakes or things with lavender. Making cake decorations or actually put it into your cake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's beautifully fragrant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Now I've had quite a few people coming in for garden designs, and they're going to put a house on the market this spring. Well, if I was to, and what they want is something big and bushy and not too expensive. And this is it. This is Loropetalum Plum Delight, very much like Plum Gorgeous, but a little bit sort of pinker. Now this is a low spreading bush, and look at the colour. The colour's exquisite. I'll turn this around. And this has been reduced from $110 to $69.99. And this is, and if you're putting a place on the market, you need something big, but you don't need it too expensive. And so at $69.99, this is a beautiful big plant that would make a fabulous feature. You could grow it in a pot, grow it in the garden. $69.99. Loropetalum Plum Gorgeous, no, not Plum Gorgeous, Plum Delight. A 13-inch pot down to $69, from $110 to $69.99.
Wow.
So a really good big show for the price.
That would be a nice present for Mum for Mother's Day.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yep, nice, big and bushy.
Yeah. Now, maybe you're developing some units, or you're going to put a place on the market. You want something colourful and cheap, and something really, really tough. Nandina Moon Bay. Now these are nice big ones. They're getting a nice bit. They're going to get some fabulous winter colour in them. They're just getting a bit of winter colour now, and these are reduced from $29.99 to $14.99. So $14.99. Great bit of colour. Great if you're doing a place up for the spring market. So and only $14.99.
So if you've just joined us, everyone, thanks for joining. Anything that you see today during our flash sale can be, you can nab them by checking out the links on our pinned message in our socials, or the QR code that's up on the screen behind Chris, and both of those will take you straight to our website where you can shop for everything that's featured today.
Not only that, we're open till 5:30 today, so hook on the trailer, bolt on the roof rack, and head down here and just grab these bargains yourself. No mucking around with the internet, just come in and grab them. And like, here's something fantastic, Blue Lagoon Rosemary. Now these are great. What happens, these started flowering 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they're going to flower till probably early October. So they're going to flower and flower and flower and flower and flower. And Blue Lagoon's an interesting one. It grows up a little bit, it grows out a little bit, and it hangs down a little bit. So it can cascade over a wall and grow up a bit. It sort of grows in all directions. It's edible. You can use it in your cooking, use it in the kitchen, nibble it as you go past, and I think it's good for your memory. The only problem is I keep forgetting to take it. So Blue Lagoon Rosemary reduced from $14.99 to $6.99. $6.99, fantastic value. Great plant for mass planting. Like, you can plant up a large area, do a large hedge, really beautiful. So Rosemary Blue Lagoon, $6.99.
Now, Chris, if anybody watching at home has missed the start, they want to re-watch the stream later, that's okay, because they can check it out. The full video will be available on our YouTube channel right after the stream ends. So if you missed any of the 33 items that we've covered already this morning, don't worry, you can go back and check that out. And you can still get those, the stock's available while stock lasts.
Now have a look at this. This is your Mexican sage. Beautiful plant. I love it. It flowers from the middle of autumn to the middle of spring, so right through the winter. So if you want some winter colour, if you want something big and bushy, if you want something really, really tough, if you want something unbelievably good, and we did a beautiful video about this and put it up, and there was beautiful hedges of it down at the Melbourne Flower and Garden Show. So these are little baby ones. They're just starting to get their purple flowers, but they have a lovely velvety flower. They have a lovely smell about it. Across the leaf and smell it, beautiful salvia smell. And these sort of thing in most nurseries, $13, $14, $15, they're $5.99, reduced from $12.99. Mexican sage, fantastic plant.
Now, Chris, Fiji Time's thrown a curly one at us on TikTok. I want to grow a jackfruit tree in Sydney. Is it possible?
Hothouse.
Well, and I think the right microclimate is probably important, because, you know, I previously lived on a farm in northern New South Wales, and we had jackfruits there, slightly higher up than Sydney, but, you know, if you've got the right microclimate,
yeah,
it's
you
possible.
maybe sort of like a hot little pocket or something like that, like between walls, you know, a bit of reflected heat and things like that.
Yep.
But the surefire way to do it, it sounds like they like the tropical stuff,
Yeah.
is a plastic house is surprisingly easy and cheap to make. build a plastic house, you'll have bananas, you'll have everything growing in a flash. Pandanus. So here we have, look at this beautiful colour here. I'll put this up here so you can have a good look. Now, and this has that lovely salvia fragrance. I love the smell of salvia, it's beautiful. Heavenly smell. And what's great about these will flower a little bit in the winter, and these will flower almost all year. And I love this soft pink colour. You can put this in any sort of garden. We'd use this a lot in our sort of what we call a Hampton style cottage garden, so really good for that Hampton style. And this is Salvia Mirage soft pink. Now what's good about some salvias grow massive, this salvia here would only grow about that wide and probably grow a bit more than knee high, so it's not a great big one. Reduced from $14.99 to $10.99. So there we are, Salvia Mirage. Now you're going to have to imagine these white, this is a beautiful white salvia. Again, it would be great in a Hampton style garden. It only grows about 60 centimetres tall. There's the beautiful white flowers there. Lovely white flowers. Flowers beautifully. Flowers for 5, 6, 7 months a year. These are little baby ones. They're not flowering yet. And the great thing about them is they're reduced from $12.99 to $5.99. So $5.99 for white salvia. So it's a great time to get going with your cottage garden with beautiful plants at only $5.99. Now here we have a beautiful Catherine Havemeyer, and it got a tiny little bit of flower there, but have a look there. This has a heavenly fragrance. My mum used to cut these every year and cut them and bring them in, and it would fill, and a nice big bunch of these in the lounge room would fill the whole house with fragrance. Wonderful cut flower, beautiful out in the garden, and this is going to have lots and lots of flowers. And it's Catherine Havemeyer, normally $149.99, now $53. So $53 for a Catherine Havemeyer. Now, what it is, lilacs sort of went out of fashion, but these days people are getting more into the classic plants, and this is a wonderful classic spring flowering shrub at $59.99.
That's amazing value, Chris, and we've had quite a few people coming in for lilacs lately, so definitely get in while we have stock.
Actually, I'll correct that. It was $53.99. So
that's even better.
And here we have the Sweetheart Lilac. Sweetheart Lilac, fabulous pink. Look at the dark pink buds and the soft pink, pale pink flowers. And this is a strong grower, beautiful. Got a little bit of flower here, and the fragrance is heavily. It's actually a little bit like the smell of a jonquil, really, which I love the smell of jonquils. And so these ones here were reduced from $129.99 to $53.99.
Now, Chris, Georgina Heller on TikTok has asked, are there any specials for Spathiphyllum peace lilies?
No, but if you were to pop in today and talk to me after I finished here, I'd do a special for you.
That's fantastic.
Anybody could come in and get a special on anything if they say the right things to me. I think the thing is, you look gorgeous in a pink tutu and you get a 20% off. Okay, a Juga Burgundy Glow. Now this is a great. This has lots and lots of beautiful colour in it. I'll pick a nice plant. I'll show you. So this has lots of beautiful colour in it. It has sort of pinks and silvers and lots of beautiful colour. Have a look at that. Can you see it? Yeah. So beautiful colour, and it then has a purpley blue flower. But what it is, most Ajugas are extreme shade lovers. This one here will take it's one of the hardiest. It'll take, and there's the purple flower there. So beautiful little purple flower, and sometimes people call Ajuga, they call it a bugle weed because it has a bugle style flower, and I love that about it because you could plant these in a cool shady spot and they go crazy. They'll spread and cover and make that whole area beautiful. But this one here will take quite a bit of sun. So this is a sun hardy Ajuga, and it's called Burgundy Glow. Purple flowers, pinks, greys, beautiful colours in it. And these ones here reduced from $14.99 to $6.99.
Now, Chris, Fiji Dime has obviously been enjoying this so much. They have followed you, which is fantastic. And 60 Cent is on TikTok. Hello, 60 Cent. Who says, need a tree to cover next door flats. Is a pear tree good?
We have an evergreen pear tree that's green all year round. But pear trees are great because they're fast growing. You could go with, say, a capital pear, and it's tall and narrow, but it does lose its leaves in the winter, but it has fabulous spring blossom and fabulous autumn colour, or a little bit more boring but green and beautiful all year is what we call an everscreen ornamental pear, which grows almost all year round, very fast, great way to block out the neighbours.
So an everscreen might be a good option.
Now look at this sea of beautiful blue flowers here. These have got no flowers yet, they're a bit young to flower, but beautiful big ones are these. Now these are the toughest ground cover around, and they'll cascade over a wall, they'll cascade over an embankment. They'll deliver fabulous purple flowers. You can put them under your iceberg roses, and there's something magic happens. When you get a sheet of beautiful purple blue flowers under your iceberg roses, the white just glows. It's fantastic. So Convolvulus Blue, and one of these will cover a square metre and probably do it in 12 months. They're very, very hardy, fast plants. And they're reduced from $12.99 to $5.99, and that's a tube price, but these are not tubes. These are really full, beautiful 6-inch pots.
And they're very full and very good looking plants there, Chris.
Yeah.
Really good quality.
So here we have Dichondra repens. Now Dichondra repens, look at these are absolutely fabulous. If you went anywhere, you'd expect to pay $6 or $7 or $10 or $8, $9, $9.50, something like that for a plant like this. These are on sale for $2.99. Now, people plant lawns with them. Some people will plant them around their pavers and have it all around their pavers and that. So there's all different things that you can do with them, but at $2.99 you can't go wrong. Beautiful big plants. Create a carpet, create a lawn, create a beautiful area of ground cover, put them all around your pavers. At $2.99 you can't go wrong.
We've got some comments on Instagram. So Just K8 Things says, we want a small to medium tree like an acacia limelight to form a ball. Do you have a suggestion of a similar tree to do this?
Do you know, if you were to come in here, we've got all different sorts of weeping grevilleas and weeping acacias, and so there's all there's the acacia, what's it called? Goldilocks. There's the acacia Goldilocks. There's different. There's a beautiful sun-kissed water weeping grevillea. So in that weepy, small, compact thing, we've got quite a range. Worth a look. Yep. Really worth a look.
And that sun-kissed water grevillea is beautiful. It's got those lovely red flowers on it.
Yeah, that's right. Now, if you're watching this show and you want to buy this, you can scan this QR code, and all these prices are all set out, and you can buy direct. You can go to hellohello.com.au, you can ring up, you can come in and just buy straight off the floor, whatever you want. And here we've got Silver Falls Dichondra, reduced from $14.99 to $10.99. This is a really handy there it is. It's a really handy versatile ground cover that you can use to cover the ground, fall over an embankment. Lots of our customers will plant it in pots and have it cascade over the side of their pots, plant it underneath some plant like a standard ficus or a standard lily pilly. They'll plant that and have that cascading over the side. So a very handy, versatile plant, and they're reduced to $10.99. Now here is one of the most popular gardenias around. And it's also the toughest gardenia. This is if you had trouble growing gardenias, you could probably grow this one here. This is called Radicans. It's a low-growing miniature one, beautifully fragrant flowers, but little tiny white flowers, great little sort of ground covery kind of Radicans, and a very, very hardy one. If you want a low one, you want a low border, a low hedge, maybe you want to plant a large area and just have it really, really low and have that beautiful lush green foliage with white fragrant flowers, gardenia effect. Radicans could be the one for you. Now these 6-inch pot Radicans are really, really good value. They are, they are reduced from
$13.99
to $10.99. So $10.99, great price for gardenia Radicans.
And I think it's fair to say those Radicans are radical.
Yeah, radically cheap. Okay, now here we have Pratia White Star Creeper, reduced from $8.99, which is a great price, down to $4.99. So $4.99, and look at them, they're covered in beautiful starry white flowers. Let's give you now this is something that you could use to put around pavers. You could make a lawn, a Pratia lawn, and we're selling them at a price where you could afford to do that. They're $4.99, so $4.99 for white Pratia, and beautiful plant. Or just grow them as a little cottage plant, grow them in amongst your rockery, beautiful plant, and $4.99. Now here we have your apple blossom carpet rose. Your apple blossom carpet rose, actually I saw, here we are here, I'll give you a beautiful soft pink flower. Let's have a look at that. Let's do a close up on that flower there, look at that. Yeah, so beautiful, beautiful soft pink flower. Now this flowers for 5 or 6 months of the year, and it mass flowers. If you plant, there's a traffic island of these in Sylvan, and at certain times of year is absolutely rotten with flowers, just beautiful, heavenly soft pink flowers. And this is a hardy evergreen one, keeps its foliage all year round. It's one of your carpet rose collection. Normally $39.99 in an 8-inch pot, now $19.99. So $19.99, and one of these is going to cover a square metre, and all through summer be covered in beautiful soft pink flowers.
That's some pretty good value, Chris.
Yeah.
So if anybody is just joining us now, if you've missed any of the 40 odd plants that we've already been through, that's fine. You can catch up immediately after the live stream. This will be available again on YouTube.
Yes, you can go back through it. And now we've got your pink carpet rose. Now your pink carpet rose, that's your really hot pink one. Maybe you're doing there it is there. This is the one that flowers for the longest. This is the toughest, the fastest growing. This is the first carpet rose on the market, and this is the one that made carpet roses famous. And this grows, it covers a large area. You get amazing, brilliant pink flowers, beautiful plant, and only $19.99, reduced from $39.99. So if you want some brilliant pink flowers, and this pairs up beautifully, say with lavender, like with say your English lavender. So you did flowers, so you have blue flowers and pink flowers together. Beautiful pink carpet rose, only $19.99.
Fantastic.
Now here we have some beautiful, healthy white.
So those pink carpet roses, they were $39.99, and they've been reduced to $19.99. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, $19.99 for pink carpet roses. Really great price. Fantastic. Now here we have your white carpet rose. I'm going to give you a close look now. Your white carpet rose is the most popular of all carpet roses. Let's have a look at that. And so what it's going to do, it's going to cover a large area, and it's going to flower for 5 or 6 months of the year. And it's perfect for your Hamptons garden. If you want to have that classy look, if you want that really classy look of that green and white look, this will give you more green and more white for more of the year than any other plant. So it's one of the best plants for your classic green and white garden. And these are reduced from $22.99 to $13.99. That's almost $10 off. $13.99, beautiful, healthy, big bushy plants, and $13.99 white carpet roses.
Amazing, and you'll get a profusion of petals.
Yeah, one of the things I like about the white carpet rose, where other roses, the flowers will die and stay on the bush dead and look terrible, and you have to cut them off. The white carpet rose, the flowers just sort of explode and disappear when they're finished. So it's a very it's a low maintenance, self-cleaning rose that really doesn't get much bugs or diseases or anything.
Fantastic.
Now we've got white carpet rose. We're over the page.
So Chris, if the folks watching at home have any questions about ordering, plant care or shipping, our sales team are ready to help if they want to call on 03 9359 3331, or you can shop directly by scanning the QR code behind Chris or following the comments that's pinned in our socials.
Yeah, now what's really popular is this Scleranthus. Scleranthus is probably one of the most popular plants around at the moment. Loves a hot sunny spot, looks like beautiful moss. It's a beautiful mossy look to it. And at any rate, these ones here, look, they're beautiful big plants. Look at that, really lovely. Now, these can make a feature, a beautiful low spreading feature in your garden. They can grow them with pebbles, grow them with pots. Really fabulous. Like as you walk in here, you'll see I've just got big pots just of this with pebbles and no other feature. So and these are big 10-inch pots, bigger than what you'd almost get in any other nursery. They're normally $39.99, but we're doing them for $21.99. So $21.99 for lime lava. Let me give you a close look at that. Look at that there. Isn't that fabulous? Look at that. $21.99. $21.99. There we are. So lime lava Scleranthus. Australian native, loves the sun, loves a bit of water, loves a bit of good soil. Now we've got white thyme. Now white thyme, white flowers for really 5 or 6 months of the year, completely edible. Use it in the kitchen, cook with it, beautiful. Make a lawn with it. Just use it in the cottage garden as a little specimen. Make a hanging basket, beautiful hanging basket. Now these are cheap. White thyme reduced from $12.99 to $6.99. Lovely healthy plants. Look at the size of that, $6.99. $6.99, beautiful white thyme. And they're just popping a few flowers at the moment. Tastes terrific too. I just nibbled a little bit of that. Now we're ready for the... Now, one of the world's best cover-upper is your Chinese star jasmine. This is evergreen, 10 weeks of white flowers with the most heavily fragrance in summer. Grows in the shade, grows in the sun, grows in poor soil, grows almost anywhere. Cover a wall or take these stakes off, let it sprawl on the ground and use it as a ground cover. So ground cover, wall cover. These aren't the cheapest ones around, but these are big and beautiful. They're all together, this is nearly a metre, probably a metre tall up to the tip. So if you want to cover something quickly, these are beautiful big ones. And they're reduced from $34.99 to $24.99. So if you want beautiful big Chinese star jasmine, if you want to cover something quick, $24.99 gets you them a metre tall like that. Look at that, fantastic. So $24.99 a metre tall. Now here's a real classic garden plant, and it's a gorgeous little thing. I want you to look at these beautiful flowers here. Look at these fabulous flowers. Now you could pop in your car and come down and fill up the boot with these today. And these are native violets reduced down to $6 from $11.99 to $6.99. Now grow these around your pavers, grow them in a shady corner where nothing else will grow. Enjoy the flowers every day of the year, very, very easy to grow. Or just grow them in a pot, or maybe fill up a hanging basket and have it beautiful under the shade somewhere, you know, in your alfresco area, have a beautiful hanging basket full of these. And they're only $6.99, reduced from $11.99 to $6.99. Beautiful 6-inch pot native violets.
Now, Chris, we've got a question on Insta from Naz Masalim. Chris, hi Chris, how many white carpet roses would we need per metre to create a low, narrow hedge? Thanks for sharing your wisdom.
2 if you're in a hurry, 1 if you're patient.
All right, great answer.
Yeah, or maybe if you're sort of somewhere in the middle, use 1.5. Yeah. Now here we've got Eureka lemon. Now if you live south of the Divide, this is the best lemon to have. This has a big fruit, it has beautiful strong flavour, not too many thorns, easy to pick, easy to harvest, fast growing, and this is a sort of a miniature size one, reduced from $19.99 to $15.99. This is not grafted onto one of those big growing understocks. It'll never get too big, not too spiky, beautiful big lemons, great value, and $15.99. Now maybe you live in Shepparton, maybe you live in Bendigo, maybe you live in Yea, maybe Seymour, and this is the lemon for you. If you're north of the Divide and it's hot in the summer and frosty in the winter, you go for a spiky old Lisbon lemon, the tough old Aussie classic. And the Lisbon lemon, big lemon, plenty of juice, really good lemon, and will take more frost than most other lemons. So Lisbon lemon, for those people living inland or over the back of the Divide in hot country with cold frosty winters. So if you're after a tough lemon, you go for the Lisbon lemon, reduced from $19.99 to $15.99. So $15.99, look at that, you've got a whole lemon tree. Down at your local store, they're probably $50, $60 each, $15.99 for a lemon. And that's the right lemon if you live in those sort of spots.
And who doesn't need a lemon in their garden?
Yeah. The person who doesn't need a lemon probably needs 2 lemons. Okay, so here we have a Sweet Cheeks apple. It's losing its leaves. Now this is a couple of years old. I reckon this could be 2 years you'd have this covered in apples. This is called Sweet Cheeks. A little tiny sweet apple, great for the kids, great for the grandkids. $49.99 down to $10.99. $10.99, it's a metre tall, a Sweet Cheeks apple, 2 years and you'd be rotten with apples. Fantastic. $10.99 Sweet Cheeks apple. Now get me a nice big one to show them what they grow into. So what we've got here is asparagus fern. Now, I've had people drive across town because they reckon that they can't get asparagus fern anywhere. We've grown a whole big field of asparagus ferns, and not only have we got them, but we're selling them cheap. So instead of paying $24.99, you're paying $19.99. Now, if you plant this, fertilise and water it, in 12 months you'll have a big, beautiful, bushy one like that, and another 12 months you'll have a monster. So 2 years' time you'll have an amazing one that your friends will look at in awe. Grow it in a pot, grow it in the garden, grow it in the sun, grow it in the shade, but $19.99 for a beautiful asparagus fern. And asparagus ferns are hard to get. Most nurseries haven't even got them in stock. Now, tractor seats have been hard to get, but we've got them here, and these ones here are 6-inch pots, like, you know, round the traps they're 30, 40, 50 bucks, but here we've got them, and anybody could afford to have the tractor seats. Are probably the coolest plant around. Grow them in the shade, they get covered in these beautiful dark green leaves, and occasionally they'll grace you with this amazing yellow flower spike. But these ones here reduced from $29.99 to $14.99, and you've got a really decent, respectable tractor seat plant. By next summer, this will be, you know, multi-foliage and really, really good, and $14.99. So a great way to get some tractor seats growing in your garden for $14.99. Now I'm 6'2", so this is 7'2", I reckon. So 7'2". What this is a Jennifer Susan Sasanqua Camellia, reduced from $89.99 to $59.99, and it's about 6-7 foot tall, covered in beautiful flowers. We've got 20 of these available for $59.99. So a lot of stores would be well over $100 for a 6-foot camellia, but Jennifer Susan, beautiful pink flowers, fabulous one. I might even give you a close-up of these flowers, but $59.99 is kind of, and this is a real garden classic. So can we see those lovely, lovely little flowers, beautiful fine foliage? Have a look at that there. Yeah, so there we are, Jennifer Susan, beautiful one. Now probably, I would say that the most classic Sasanqua and the most popular one of all is Setsugeki, and I'll have to give you a close look. And this one is also $59.99, and it is 6 foot tall right up to the tip, nice and bushy, and it's $59.99. I've had these in the store over $100 at 6 foot in height. So 50, and look at that beautiful flower there. And these are going to flower for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Great for autumn and winter flowering. Setsugeki, Sasanqua Camellia, beautiful, and Setsugeki makes a beautiful hedge because it has lovely fine dark green foliage, really beautiful foliage at $59.99, and 6 foot tall is amazing. Now here we have With Love. Now With Love, beautiful double pink camellia. Unfortunately, it's between flowers at the moment, but it's got lots and lots of buds. This is going to flower for weeks, have masses of flowers, and it's With Love, and it's reduced from $129.99 to $69.99. So $69.99, beautiful pink With Love, a great Mother's Day present, and $69.99.
Chris, I think it's fair to say that that price was made with love.
Yes, that's right.
That's half price.
Now here we have 8-inch pot Glauca pencil pines. Glauca pencil pines are the really narrow, neat ones without too many nuts. A lot of people don't like nuts on their pencil pines, and these are a great price. They're reduced from $29.99 to $18.99. That's $10 off. Now these grow like crazy. If you plant these right now, a good time to plant. This time next year they'll be as tall as me. So fast growing, neat, narrow pencil pine, great for that sort of narrow spot, great for the entrance to the farm, great alongside the factory, beautiful statement tree, and these are $18.99 for a decent, really decent sized plant.
Now Chris, Aisha has joined us on TikTok and has asked, are there any goals for the tutu today?
You could make one.
Oh, I tell you what, if we get another galaxy or two, we might have to pull the tutu out.
Not everybody wants to see me in the pink tutu, so we probably shouldn't make too big. Make something doable. Make something doable, because I do enjoy putting it on. It gives me that.
Well, we're open to suggestions. We'll take suggestions on TikTok.
Yeah, okay, now, Cupressus Layton's Green. Now, Layton's Green, great way to block off the neighbours. We've got a video about Layton's Green, talking about the history of it in Australia and what they do and how it all works. That's really going wild at the moment. I think you can see that on YouTube. But Layton's Green, I've seen a farmer once grow these 7 metres in 3 years. So very, very fast growing. Trim it into a hedge, have it as a screen, have it as a windbreak. Very handy, versatile tree, trims up really well, grows really well. Layton's Green Cypress. Now these ones are an unbelievable deal, and it's not going to last. They're not going to keep on going at this price. These are 1 metre tall and they're $10.99. If you another month or two, the Layton's Green I think will be in short supply, and you'll be kicking yourself. You won't be able to buy, give it a month or two. 1 metre tall Layton's Green are going to be $40-$50. So right now they're 1 metre tall and they're $10.99. It's a crazy price. So $10.99 Layton's Green, and a hedge, a windbreak, a screen, block out the neighbours, block out some noise. Really handy, versatile plant.
Now, Chris, we have got a goal. Let me see. Let me see. We've set a goal of 50 roses to get Chris to wear the pink tutu.
Okay, no worries.
Right,
so 50 roses. So there we are. I want to go slip into the pink tutu as soon as I can. So let's see if we can get 50 roses. We've already got a couple, haven't we?
We have a couple of roses.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of people on the live streams, especially on TikTok today. So yeah, I'd prompt people to get their roses rolling in.
Yeah. Now, one of the handiest and most versatile landscape plants around is your Elijah Blue, which is a beautiful, neat little blue grass. Very, very reliable, very easy to grow, drought hardy, poor soil hardy, lovely little plant. And they could be normal price $13.99. These are $7.99, and you get really nice little plants for $7.99. Here, I'll give you a look at that. See where? There we are there. So $7.99. Beautiful Elijah Blue, a fabulous little grass. Grow it as a border, or it can look good if you just do a whole big patch of Elijah Blue. So really, really handy little landscape plant, and $7.99.
All right, so Michelle has rise to the challenge, and she sent 8 roses already.
Wow, I can feel the itchiness of that. What is that stuff made of?
The tulle.
The tulle, yes.
That's right.
I could almost feel the tulle.
And Sarah has asked, where do we deliver to?
We deliver to Taralga. We actually deliver, look, by various transport means, we deliver over half of Australia, all of southeastern Australia. But with our own vans, we go out to Taralga and down to Currumbara, out to Leongatha. We go up to Shepparton. We go up to Albury, Wodonga, all along the Murray there, Echuca, then down to Bendigo, Ballarat, and then down to Geelong and down to the Surf Coast, all of that area there. And like I was saying before, we've got a van that's just over a year old. It's got over 100,000 kilometres on it.
It's incredible. And now Naz Masleen has sent you a rose as well, so we're up to 9 out of 50 now.
Okay, so 41 roses to go. Okay, so and I'll be rushing off and putting on that pink tutu. Now here we've got a Ficus Hilli Flash. Now it's not unusual. This is over 6 foot tall. It's a good 2 metres. And it's not unusual for a 6 foot tall, nice straight one like this to be paying $200, $250, $300. We've got it right now reduced from $149.99 to $89.99. So $89.99, and you've got a 2 metre Ficus Flash, and it's in a 13-inch pot, and there's 40 of them available. So if you've got an ugly neighbour and you want to screen them out, if you need some privacy, if you need a nice big wall of ficus. Now, if you looked after these, this would grow more than a metre in the next year. So right now it's 2 metres, it could be 3 metres in a year, and really block out those no beautiful straight stem. You could pleach it, you can cut the bottom branches off. So Ficus Hilli Flash, 2 meters tall, $89.99, down from $149.99.
Fantastic.
Hey, could you grab one of those spiral ones? Yeah. Now look at this a Spartan. This is a Spartan conifer here cut into a spiral. Now you can see beautiful dense foliage, and it's a plastic tree. You could shape this in almost any shape you like. And this one here, this Spartan conifer, we're selling them here in the 8-inch pots. They're normally $29.99. We've got them for $17.99, and you can shape them. You can and in 2 years' time you can have this 2.5-3 meters tall, beautiful thick bushy. Grow as a hedge, grow it as a specimen. I call the Spartan a fat pencil pine, but another thing that's good about, apart from being tough and grow almost anywhere, grow quickly, these have no nuts. So no nuts, very, very clean tree, and you've got them here nearly 3 foot tall for $17.99. So $17.99, Juniper Spartan. You can do lots with it. You just need to look at this spiral one here.
Now Melman has chimed in on TikTok to say, give him a break. He's been working hard all day and he has to. We'll give him a break soon. Yeah, come on, a few more roses and I'll go get that pink tutu on. Now here we've got the Baby Bay tree. Now Baby Bay it grows fat and bushy. It grows really, really fat and bushy. Doesn't grow as tall, doesn't grow as quick as the other one. If you want to grow a bay in a pot, or maybe you want to grow a bay and trim it into a nice ball, these are really good, and often baby bays can be quite expensive. These are reduced from $16.99 to $13.99. So $13.99, beautiful baby bay, and these give you all the flavour of a normal bay tree. So if you wanted a small bay tree to keep your house in bay leaves, there it is, and it's $13.99. Now here's probably one of the most classic and best deals we've got of all. This is a Little Gem Magnolia. Now normally something like this you could be paying $100, $110 for something like that. This Little Gem Magnolia here is $49.99. So $49.99. Another year this will be up at fence height. So create a hedge, grow it as a specimen, screen out the neighbours. $49.99 for big bushy Little Gem Magnolias in 10-inch pots. Now here we've got the classic olive, the Kalamata olive, the big tasty one that looks really good on your pizza. So here it is, this is your big one, and these ones here are normally $79.99. We've reduced them. Have a look at this. It's 5 foot tall, reduced to $49.99. This will be producing olives for your pizza by this time next year. Kalamata olive, $49.99. So Chris, if people get in and get these olives, they won't be saying hello, hello, they'll be saying yasu, yasu.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So here we've got Tolly's upright olive, and Tolly's upright olive, some people love the look of an olive, but they don't like having the fruit. So and this one is a tall, narrow growing one, great for a hedge or screen, great for pleaching. And these are really, really cheap. They're reduced from $49.99 to $22.99. So $22.99 for a Tolly's upright olive.
Opa!
Okay, so now here we've got your mock orange. Now your mock orange is one of the most beautiful sources of early summer fragrance. And this is a double white, so it's not a single white, it's a double white. And this is a small tree or a big bush, depending on how you look at it. It's going to grow, 2.5-3 meters tall, and late spring, early summer, fill your garden with the most amazing fragrance. It has these beautiful little double white flowers. But mock orange, a great garden classic, a real garden classic, and sort of for your contemporary sort of garden, absolutely fabulous, and great for summer fragrance and beautiful green and white effect. Now silver sheen Pittosporums, this is probably the best small leaf Pittosporum on the market. Plant these properly and you'll have them up 1.5 to 1.8 meters tall in a year, and you'll have them starting to block off the neighbours. Give them 2 years, you'll have blocked off the neighbours. Plant them 90 centimetres to a metre apart. Now these are really, really cheap, reduced from $12.99 to $7.99. $7.99, silver sheen Pittosporums, great value.
Fantastic.
Okay, so here we have your capital pear. Now these capital pears are, I'm 1.8 and I'm only sort of halfway up it really, 1.8. They're touching 3 metres. Now if you need a tall narrow tree with white blossom in spring, something that can block out the neighbours, fabulous autumn colour. Look at these beautiful red leaves. I might give you a close up on one of these. Look at the intense colour in here is just fantastic. Look at this. Yeah, so now capital pear, white blossom in spring, lush green summer foliage, beautiful column shaped tree. Look at that beautiful column there. And these are, it's criminal really, these are these will destabilise the industry. These are nearly 3 metres tall and they're $69.99. So $69.99 for an almost 3 metre tall capital pear, amazing. Plantain Avenue, stick them out on the farm. These really getting, and then here we've got Cleveland. Now Cleveland, sometimes called Chanticleer. We're not allowed to say Chanticleer because it's a patented name belonging to someone else, but it is sometimes called a Chanticleer. I'm not calling it a Chanticleer, I'm calling this a Cleveland ornamental pear. Now Cleveland grows into the shape of a teardrop, pointy top, fat little bottom on it, fast, tough, very, very wind hardy. Some places, some pears will break up in the wind. Your Cleveland pear, one of the hardiest ones for not break up in the wind when it grows. Great for an avenue, great for a mass planting. And what's amazing about Cleveland pears, like we've got a big row of them just down Sydney Road a little way from here. And what's amazing about Cleveland pears is the evenness of the shape. The fact that when they start flowering, the whole row starts flowering on the same day. When they finish flowering, they all finish flowering on the one day. When they come into leaf, they all go into leaf on the one day. So if you mass plant them, they are the most even of almost any tree that I know. Fast, tough, wind hardy, frost hardy, heat hardy, Cleveland ornamental pears, well over 2 metres tall and only $69.99.
And that really is a beautiful avenue of those trees that's outside the Faulkner Cemetery.
Yes, that's right. Amazing display. They really show just how good. And when you look at that, if you drive up and down Sydney Road and you see them, you realise why it's probably the most. It's not probably. It is the most popular ornamental pear tree in the world. So here we have a spring pearl Indian hawthorn. Now, lots of people have heard of the Oriental pearl. The spring pearl is almost indistinguishable. The main difference with the spring pearl is that it's a lot cheaper because it doesn't carry the royalties that an Oriental pearl carries. But this one here, lovely bush, this will just grow into a lovely round bushy ball, amazing white flowers in springtime. And instead of paying $34.99, these are $21.99. So $21.99 for a lovely healthy spring pearl, beautiful round natural ball. Looks like you've clipped it, but you don't have to clip it. Get this lovely round ball, white flowers in spring, fabulous value, and $24.99. Or $21.99, sorry. Now here you have your coppertop viburnum, but your coppertop viburnum is a sweet viburnum. Sweet viburnums grow good in the shade, they grow good in competition with other trees. They're green, they're lush, they have a few white flowers in springtime, but really lush and green all year round, fast growing, easy to grow. And what it is, some people are getting sick of pitosrums and lily pillies as hedges. Here's a hedge with a bit of a difference, fast and easy to grow, and these are nice and cheap. These ones reduced from $24.99 to $17.99. So $17.99, a really good cheap price for a sweet viburnum. And these ones have the beautiful copper tips when they grow. So $17.99 for a hardy, vigorous evergreen. Really, really good value. Now here we have your emerald luster in an 8-inch pot, reduced from $24.99 to $17.99. Now that's the price that most people charge for a 6-inch pot, and you've got beautiful big bushy plants. Now if you put those in and looked after them, you'd have these as tall as me in 12 months. Gosh. Yeah, so these are your emerald luster, and these are really lovely, strong, thick, bushy plants. They're reduced down to from $24.99 to $17.99. Now if you put these in, planted them properly, watered and fertilized them well, you'd have these a big bushy hedge my height in 12 months. A beautiful, fast, evergreen, reliable hedge.
Now, Chris, we have got a few people that are sharing the live stream, which is fantastic because you've got some amazing bargains on offer today, and I think we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to get in them.
Yeah, now if you wanted to buy them, you could ring up. You can bolt on the roof rack and head straight down here and load up with these specials. You can get online, you can scan this one here and get in here. Now that's a beautiful weeping lily-pilly hedge you look at here, and here's the most amazing weeping lily-pilly deal that I've ever seen. These ones here are 6 foot tall, reduced from $29.99 to $19.99. Now say you waited till springtime, what happens is that during the winter all your big evergreen cheap stuff disappears, and in springtime when you go to buy a weeping lily-pilly, it's probably going to be 2 foot tall, it's probably going to be $30. So, and you'll be kicking yourself because you will have seen them here over 6 foot tall for $19.99. So $19.99, 6 foot tall, and if you wait till springtime in an 8-inch pot, they'll be 2. And what happens is because things don't grow in the winter, the big stuff all disappears, and the small stuff gets potted up, and out it comes. And these are, in springtime, they're 2 foot tall, and they're $29.99. So they'll be $10 dearer. Right now, the growers are trying to get rid of them, and they're selling them 6 foot tall for $20. Now these are great. We decorated a house this week with indoor plants, and we use these, and the reason why we use these is they haven't got a hole in them. And so for some situations missing a hole is a bad thing. But here, for decorating your house, these ones here are not only cheap, but they're missing a hole. And what that means, it means that if you pop a drippy old indoor plant into it, it's not going to drip on the carpet. So these will stay dry. And look at it here. Look how you could decorate your house. Now what we've done is we've got these in sets, and they're virtually half price. Instead of paying $239 for, and that's a beautiful big pot there, instead of paying $249, you get all three of them, all three of these lime and beautiful limestone sort of finish on them. You get it for $129. That's $40 each. So that one, this big one here, we normally expect to pay $90 for that. So to get that for $40 is fantastic. So $129.99, set of 3, and you could drill a hole and use them as pots outdoors, or you can leave them sealed up on the bottom and bring them indoors and whack a few palm trees or something, put them around the house and decorate your house with them.
Wow, what have we got here, Chris? This
Okay,
looks like
so
the best bargain of the day.
Okay, so a grafted maple, now it's 6 foot or nearly 6 foot tall, grafted maple, and it's nearly 6 foot tall. It's probably 3 or 4 years old, and it's $119, and it's a very special one. It's called Shana. Now what's going to happen is that when they're young, the Shanas, they go all sort of strandy like this. But give this another 12 months, it's going to bush right up and make a beautiful thick round ball that's beautiful and purpley red in spring and summer, and scarlet in the autumn. Fabulous source of colour. So this is a Shana maple. And it's never going to. And if you've got a spot, like maybe it's in a tub, maybe it's in a small garden bed, if you want a maple tree that's colourful and never gets too big, a Shana maple, a grafted stand, it's been grafted up high like that, at $119, you'd expect normally to pay a couple of hundred for something like that. $119, fantastic value. Grow it in a pot, grow it in a garden. What a beautiful specimen, $119. Spring, summer and autumn colour, $119, Shana maple.
Now that there was reduced from $300 down to $119.
Yeah.
Are you mad, Chris?
Probably. Okay, so here we have a red weeping maple in a 20-inch pot. It's an elite grade. Now, what you'd find is that this trunk here is probably, to grow this trunk probably took them 5 years. Then they grafted it and it took another 3 years to get a head like this. So this would be 8 years old, and it's a beautiful sturdy maple, and it's been reduced from $4.99 to $459. Now this is really a collector's piece. This is the sort of thing that in front of a small cottage, this could make the main central feature for $449. So really, really good value. $459. So a beautiful old 8 or 9 year old weeping Japanese maple, $459.
Now, I was wrong before because maybe this one is the deal of the day, Chris.
Yes, this could be the deal of the day. What we've got is we've got 1.8 metre weeping birches, and there's not many of them, for $99. So $99 for a 1.8 metre weeping birch.
So really, people could get 3 for the price of 1.
That's right, but there's only 5 available, so
Wow.
maybe only one person could get 3 for the price of 1. So
get in quick, I think, is the message.
yes, now here, this is very interesting. This is from an advanced tree grower, and you look at the beautiful thick trunk on this. The trunk is beautiful and thick. Look at the thickness of the head. This is the sort of thing that would take years and years to develop in your garden. So if you've got a small garden and you want to have the piece de resistance, the classic piece de resistance to fill that small garden, this is it. It's normally $600. It's been reduced to $269. Now, how this has grown and why it's got such a thick stem and bushy head, it was grown in the field for 2 or 3 years. Then after it was grown in the field for 2 or 3 years, it was put in a pot and grown for another 12 months just to get a finish on it. So beautiful advanced tree, weeping silver birch, $269.99.
And that's down from $600.
Yeah, so virtually half price.
Now, if people put that in the ground, I think when people drive past their house, they'll be thinking that it's been there for years.
Now, here's something interesting. This here, I hate to think, this could be older than me, couldn't it?
It could be.
But probably not.
I don't know, Chris. That's a tough call.
But it's pretty old. Anyway, but this one here is a standard English box. It's a 2-foot standard in a 13-inch. Was $199, now $119. So really, really beautiful. Like if you've got a really classic Victorian style house, get a fabulous pot, pop this in, or buy a pair of them. We've got there's 10 of them available, so 5 people could buy a pair of these at $119 each and get that really classic look at the entrance of their house. Now these thrive in the shade, they thrive in the sun. Put it in a beautiful classic pot, $119.90. So a 2-foot standard English box.
Oh, well, looks like we've got another red hot bargain here.
Yeah, now this is crazy. If you go to some of them, Clark, you go pop down to Brighton or somewhere like that and find yourself a 16-inch box ball, you'll be amazed at the price. I was going to say shocked, you'll be amazed. You could be paying anywhere between $200 and $400 for a big English box ball like this, because a box ball like this, 5 or 6 years old, we've got a limited number. We've got 15 of them, and we're going to do them for $99.99.
Wow.
So if you're doing a classy garden, if you want that classy big box ball look, $99.99. I'd buddy jump in the Range Rover and drive down here now and fill it up. You'll get 6 of these in the back of a Range Rover.
And if you're clever and you're quick, 5 people could get in to get 3 for the price of 1.
That's right, yeah, that's right. And so pack up the Range Rover and head down here now for the big English box balls at only $99. Now, here we've got the Faulkner ball. The Faulkner ball has a glossier leaf, finer foliage. It's kind of related to a Japanese box. And these ones here are only $79.99. So $79.99, and you've got a Faulkner ball. Very glossy, very attractive. Really, really good value at $79.99. And I think you can get 12 of these into the back of a Range Rover.
Oh yeah, absolutely you would.
Yeah, $79.99.
That's what a Range Rover is made for.
Yeah, that's right, for moving box balls out to the suburbs. So here we have a standard Ficus heli. And these are, what's good about this is a Ficus heli, which is, it's got the fine foliage. And what you'll find is that your Ficus heli is much more frost hardy than and it has nicer foliage, much more frost hardy than the normal Ficus, and it gets this beautiful white trunk. As that gets older, that trunk is going to be beautiful and white, and this will grow in, and you'll clip it to the size you want. You can have this a beautiful big ball, or keep it small and tight like this. And this one here is reduced from $2.99 to $1.99. So $1.99, great price for a big advanced topiary like that.
Now, Anne Crichton's just joined us on TikTok. Hi, Anne. If you've got any questions for Chris, definitely send them through in the chat.
Now, people can go here, they can go to hellohello.com.au to buy this stuff. They can ring up and order it over the phone. They can say, those box balls, give me 10 of them now.
And the Sailing Kiwi has just joined. So we say, g'day to the Sailing Kiwi, and these prices are good, eh?
Yeah, they're pretty good. And now here we've got Ficus Flash. Now anywhere you'd be paying $50 for nice little balls like this on a stick. These ones here, Hello Flash, are down to $24.99. People have been coming in and just snapping these up. They're an incredible deal. $24.99. There's only 30 of them available at $24.99. So jump in and grab them there. Now, these are bay tree standards. Now, you could take these and you could turn these into a beautiful pleached hedge. So you could just let them grow out of the standard shape and grow into a pleached hedge. These would make a beautiful pleached hedge. They've got a 3.5 foot stem on them. Fabulous for a pleached hedge. Or grow them in a pot, grow them in the garden and trim them into a round ball. Let it expand slowly or keep it small and tight. These Loris bay trees, normally $219.99, and that's a great price, $219.99, down to $179.99. So $179.99, beautiful established bay tree standard, great for pleaching, great for just grow as a ball on a stick. And if you live in frosty country and you've planted the standard ficus and they've all burnt and died, these ones here will love the frosty country. So Loris Bay, and they're 5 foot tall, $179.99.
Speaking of frosty country, Liz Sharp is on Facebook and has asked, do you deliver to Neerim in Victoria?
Yeah. We spend $300 and we deliver for free up in Neerim.
Geez, get onto that, Liz.
Right, so here we got a Shields Weeping Cherry. Now, notice it's got a couple of branches going up, a couple of branches going out, and a whole lot of branches going down. A Shields Weeping Cherry is one of your bigger weeping cherries. It grows up, it grows out, it grows down. It has a beautiful, rich, double pink flower. I'll show you that. Oh. Have a look here at this label there. It has a beautiful double pink flower, and the flower has a strong structure to it, and it's the longest lasting of all of your spring blossom cherries. And then it also has lovely autumn colour, and it's a lovely shape. It makes it, if you've got a nice big space that you want to really fill with a weeping cherry, because it grows up, it grows out and grows down, it makes a beautiful full weeping cherry.
So it's a good all-rounder.
Yeah. And what's interesting, I didn't talk about the price of that. That's been reduced from $400 to $274 for a really beautiful advanced weeping cherry. Now, why that one looks so good is it was grown in the ground for a couple of years, it's been grown in a pot for a couple of years. Now, what we've got here is a Portuguese laurel in a 13-inch pot, and these at $159, they're cheap, but this has been reduced to $129. Now, your Portuguese laurel can be grown into a lovely big round classic looking evergreen. It loves the heat, it loves the frost, it has beautiful white flowers in springtime, and it gives you that really super duper classic look. Grow it in a pot, grow it in the garden, mass plant it, or just grow one as a feature in a small cottage garden or something like that. $159 down to $129.99. $129.99 is a fabulous price for a beautiful big classic standard weeper like that. Now look at this, this looks like a dead stick, but luckily it's not a dead stick. It's a Prudus udinensis, the Yoshino flowering cherry. Now every year about this time they show on the news, they show the beautiful canals and parks and things in Japan, and young couples riding their bicycles with armfuls of cherry blossom, and it's a beautiful romantic thing. If you want the romance of the classic Japanese spring blossom in your garden, here it is. It's the Yoshino flowering cherry. This is the one that you see on the news every year when they announce the cherry blossom festival in Japan. So it's your classic cherry blossom, beautiful cherry blossom, and fabulous tree. dormant now, but it'll come to life and have beautiful white blossom in springtime. Yoshino cherry, reduced from $59.99. It's a rare plant, $59.99. You can now get it for $23.99. So a rare and beautiful, hard to get plant for $23.99, but a real garden classic. Right. Now, this is not totally rooted. This is bare rooted. Yeah, right, okay. So what you've got here is a standard iceberg rose, 60 centimetres tall. And what's interesting, this particular grower, what he does is he puts a little bit extra on them. So they're a little bit bigger than 60 centimetres, and he does a little bit extra. So he does a little bit extra size on them, and it's and these ones here are going out for $19.99 each. So nice, big, sturdy, big, nice, big, bushy head, $19.99. Check on the price that jacaranda's going out, because sometimes people change the tags because they're a bit expensive. Just check on the price. Just check now. Check now. So what's it going for? Hey, no, there.
All right, so those iceberg, those 2 foot barefoot.
No, that one there. Ask what you.
Okay, so the 2 foot standard iceberg roses, bare rooted, were $19.99 and now they're $16.99.
Okay, so here we've got a 4 foot standard iceberg, and it's going out for $49.99. So $49.99. Normally they're about $70-80. So $49.99 for that's a beautiful big one. So if you've got a big garden and you want a really big, nice standard iceberg, they're $49.99.
Fantastic, thanks for that. And I say thank you on behalf of all of the listeners, all of the viewers that are tuning in today. All right, so if you have just joined the live stream, we are about 93 items into the sale. There's a lot of items on special today. But don't worry if you've missed anything before. As soon as we're finished with the live stream here, this live stream will be able to be replayed or rewatched on our YouTube channel.
So here we've got now, balls look great in the garden, and if you want a native garden but you want to have that modern ball look, here we've got a Restringia ball. And the Restringia ball is going to have beautiful white flowers on it. You can clip it and make the most beautiful ball, and you've got and this can go into your native garden. You can put little grasses and things around it, maybe some prostrate grevilleas, or maybe a cousin-it. And so a Restringia ball, normally $129.99, almost half price at $79.99. And plant 2 or 3 to get these in the garden, and it'll modernise your native garden.Maybe you could grow in a pot, but here's a beautiful clip ball in a native Restringia.
Geez, Chris, those prices are clipped just about as tight as the Restringia.
That's right, yeah.
All right. We have a question from Liz on TikTok. Do you have a bird of paradise?
If you came in today, I would do one half price for you, Liz.
Well, Liz, if you heard that, he's going to make half price bird of paradise for you if you come in to see the tutu in person today. Tell
me I look gorgeous in a pink tutu, and I'll do one for half price for you, okay?
Oh, Michelle just sent us 62 roses.
Wow, I'm going to have to go put the pink tutu on. Okay. So what I want everyone to do, you could tell them all about this Senkaki maple. Talk about the autumn colour, the beautiful red stems in winter, how this is the best for year-round colour, the best small tree on the market. Not the best maple, but the best small tree. And if you tell them all about it, I'll go put on, because I do look fabulous in a pink tutu. I'll go put one on right now.
Now, don't forget your mic is hot, so don't go to the toilet on your way out, mate.
Okay, no worries.
All right, everyone. So it's Jodie here with you, and we're just talking about the Senkaki maple. If you've just joined the live stream, don't fret. We have made our way through 93 items already, but you don't have to miss out on those, because the live stream will be available for you to rewatch on our YouTube channel as soon as the live stream is finished. We are here today offering some unbelievable prices, and we will also offer you free delivery if you spend $300 or more, and that covers deliveries to Melbourne, Geelong, Bendigo, Ballarat, Shepparton, Traralgon. We will cover you in Neerim if you get in and you shop for over $300 worth of plants. And I think I'm just going to throw back to that Acer Senkaki maple, because it is, Chris was absolutely right, it is one of the most spectacular small trees that you can buy. And if I can get if we can get the images to go back so you can see the Senkaki coral maple, it has beautiful red stems and bright green foliage, and it is truly a flashy tree, whether it's in leaf, in its beautiful spring foliage, in its autumn foliage, or when the leaves have dropped in winter. Wow! Here he is, everyone. It's the tutu. Michelle said it's tutu time. Absolutely, it is, Michelle.
Yeah. So, Senkaki maple. Now, I don't think Senkaki maple is the best maple. I think it's the best small tree. If you've got a little tiny garden spot and you live in Victoria, and you want colour all year round, this has got red stems in the winter. It's got beautiful gold now. It's got gold and pink at other times. It's got a little hint of red at other times. In springtime, you've got green and pink. So you've got beautiful colour all year round, and it's a lovely, compact little tree, and they naturally grow into a beautiful and interesting shape. So if you've got a tiny spot, if you've only got room for one tree in your garden, just a little tiny spot, the safest, prettiest and best tree is your Senkaki maple, and there's nothing better than an advanced one. This one here is 2.5 metres tall, and it's reduced from $299 to $209. So $209 for a 2.5 metre tall Senkaki maple, lovely side branch, beautiful red stems. You really can't go wrong. $209. And if you've got a little townhouse with a little tiny garden and you want something to bring it to life, get a Senkaki maple for $209.
Now, Chris, we do have Shadow Hunter on TikTok who has asked, is Mari still around? And I know I can say for sure today it's Chris and Jody.
That's right, it is. And Mari's still around, but she's retired. And the kids were just getting her a lemon tree here yesterday.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have said that. That could be a surprise, couldn't it?
Well, hopefully Mari's not listening and she doesn't listen to this until after tomorrow.
Yeah. So here we are. Here's one of the, I think this could be the deal of the day. Look at this Japanese maple here. It's big and bushy. You'd walk into a nursery, it's turning autumn colour, but it's really fat and bushy. It's got a lovely thick stem, a beautiful shape to it. It's 2.5 metres tall, it's 2 metres wide. And you might need to fill up a courtyard with a beautiful tree. You might be putting a house on the market and you need a big advanced tree, but you don't want to spend a fortune. This is the deal of a lifetime. This has been reduced from $500, which is cheap for a maple this big. This beautiful Japanese maple has been reduced to $299, and look, it's absolutely enormous. It's gorgeous and it's enormous. For $299, this could be the deal of the day. So if you're putting a house on the market and you just need one advanced tree to finish it off, if you're looking for a beautiful big tree in your courtyard, if you're looking for a beautiful big tree in your backyard, and one that's never going to get big roots, never going to get too big, this is a mature tree. It would be at least 9 years old. $299.99, so fabulous value.
How many nurseries will you visit where they'll give you $90 off a beautiful big tree like that?
Yeah, I think it was $200 off that.
Oh, might it? Yes, it was.
Yeah. But most nurseries wouldn't even give you $90 off, but there you are, you got $200 off. Now this is one of my favourite little trees. This is an Agonis burgundy. Agonis burgundy, when springtime when it comes, it's covered in beautiful burgundy fine foliage. And what I love about the Agonis burgundy is that if you want a nice weeping tree and you want one that doesn't get too big, this loves a trim, and the harder you trim it, the more beautiful, colourful foliage you're going to get. So that more you trim it, the more beautiful, colourful foliage you get. Agonis burgundy, and they can be an expensive little number. Like we normally sell them for $30, $19.99. They're a metre tall, $19.99. Agonis burgundy, a beautiful colourful, compact Australian native tree.
Fantastic. Whoa.
Now this is another amazing deal. This is an elite silver birch in a 20-inch pot, normally $400. Now I reckon it's 4 meters tall, and it's got a beautiful thick trunk. The trunk, if we look down here, the trunk is nearly as thick as my wrist. And so beautiful thick trunk, it's turning beautiful white. Now if you wanted to make your garden look established, if you had a little cottage and you wanted to make it look mature and established, you couldn't go wrong with this one here. And for price, it's been reduced from $400 to $229. That's a $170 deduction, and it's a beautiful mature tree. Now the thing is, this is a beautiful big tree like this. Now if you spend over $300, you can get this delivered for free anywhere from Tarralgon to Geelong and the Surf Coast, from Shepparton, you know, down to Ballarat, from Ballarat out to Bendigo. $300 will have this delivered to your door, a 4 metre birch, a beautiful mature 4 metre. You might even live in Toorak and you might get one of these, or out in Roeville. Terrific. It looked there. And with these birches, you can plant them as an avenue, plant 2 or 3 together. You cannot go wrong. Silver birch, 4 metres tall, $229.
Now, Chris, just for some context, this is this building is 2 stories high in this point, and that is nearly touching the roof.
That's right. So so if you've got a 2-story house, it looks really good to have something that's as tall as your house in front of the house. And what's good about a birch is you can see right through it. So your house, you put this in front of your house, make your house look classy, but not invisible. Now, there's a fabulous little video on the website about how for a few dollars you can get that $1 million look in your place. Now what's interesting, these young birches like this, if you were to plant these and water and fertilise them well, you could grow these 5 metres tall and have a white trunk in 2 or 3 years. So birches, and birches, basically, birches look classy. They don't cost a fortune, but they look classy. So if you want your house to look classy, mass plant these little birches. And these little birches here reduced from $24.99 to $16.99. I'm a bit worried about that price. We could be losing a lot of money at that $16.99. But anyway,
Yes.
I don't know who's done it. I don't know how they've done it. I don't know why they've done it. But they're $16.99 metre tall silver birches. And at $16.99, they're really good for mass planting.
Now, Chris, Shadow Hunters on TikTok, and they've said that they have met you and Mari both in person when they were just a kid, and you're both very lovely.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Now have a look here. Have a look here. I want to show you this fabulous autumn colour. What's a lot of trees, a lot of bushes do something fabulous, right? But not many bushes do, or trees do 3 things that are fabulous. So have a look at this brilliant autumn colour here. Look at that beautiful autumn colour here. Look at that. Look at that. It's absolutely brilliant autumn colour. And this autumn colour is going to last for weeks and weeks and weeks. But what's interesting is that your natchez, and all of your crepe myrtles, but your natchez, beautiful blossom in summer. This was covered in white blossom in summer. So covered in white blossom in summer. Not long after the white blossom finishes, you go into this fabulous brilliant autumn colour, and then as they mature, particularly in natchez, it has a multicoloured smooth trunk. So you've got a multicoloured smooth trunk, beautiful multicoloured smooth trunk. So the trunk is fabulous, and the shape of the tree grows into sort of a Japanese maple kind of a shape. So you've got a beautiful shaped tree, beautiful autumn colour, beautiful blossom, and fabulous smooth patterned bark. So so it's a tree that does lots of things throughout the year, so it has many aspects of it that make it fabulous. And this one here is nice and tall. It's 2.5 metres tall, it's in a 20-inch pot, and it's reduced from $299 to $249. So $249, beautiful big tree. This is an established tree for $249, and if you're spending over $300, you get this delivered over most of Victoria. So over most of Victoria, free delivery when you spend over $300.
Fantastic.
Now here we have a black tulip. Now black tulip, beautiful. Look at those flowers there. I think one of the most popular videos that we've done this year was the black tulip magnolia.
You've got a flower on there,
And
Chris.
these ones here are just producing a few unseasonal flowers. But your black tulip is great because it's a compact magnolia. It doesn't grow too big, it doesn't grow too wide, doesn't grow too tall, and is absolutely covered in gorgeous big purple flowers, really beautiful big purple flowers. And it's a compact magnolia, and it's probably one of the most sought after magnolias, and often it's a bit expensive because it's a grafted magnolia. But these lovely big specimens here are only $99. So $99 for a beautiful big specimen, and this will be flowering beautifully this spring. So if you bought this today, it'll be flowering beautiful in spring, and we've got 5 of them available at $99. Then we go out with a bang. Here we have your falling snow weeping cherry, covered in beautiful white blossom. This has got buds on it now. It's going to be covered in beautiful white blossom in springtime. So if you bought this, you'll get a beautiful crop of white blossom in springtime. And if down at your local nursery, you might expect to pay $240, maybe $200. If they're going cheap, they'll be $169. These ones here are $59.99. So $59.99. We're disrupting the whole nursery industry at the moment by doing some really, really fabulous deals. And if you want to see all the fabulous deals, when this is finished, what we're going to do, that's falling snow in springtime. But if you can go back through all the fabulous deals, and these fabulous deals are available till sold out or until next Saturday this time. So next Saturday this time we're having a new sale, and these old prices will be gone, and it'll be all new prices and products. So this one here is $59.99.
And those prices will only stay low as long as the stock lasts. So
yes, that's right. So we've got 15 of these. When they're gone, the deal's gone. Or when next Saturday comes, the deal's gone.
All right, so before we go, don't forget we have a Q&A live stream coming up on Monday where you can ask Chris anything about plant care, garden design, or what to plant next. And mark your calendars, our next Growers Direct Flash Sale, as Chris said, is happening again next Saturday. There'll be a new theme, new plants, and more amazing offers. So thanks very much for watching today. Happy gardening, and we'll see you all again soon, either online or in store. And if you get in store today, look at those gams. Look at those gams.
So there we are. Thank you very much, and I want to thank my staff for putting on such a magnificent show today. They put in lots and lots of work. It's actually a whole week of hard work that makes this show. And also thank you to the growers for their support, for giving me so many fabulous products at fabulous prices, like really beautiful stuff at beautiful prices. Grower support is everything here, so we really thank our growers for their help. I thank my staff for their hard week's work, and I thank people for coming to watch us.
Special thanks to Jennifer and Mickey for keeping the live stream going and running smoothly, and especially to Suman and Anmol for getting all those plants delivered.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Great.
He's had an enormous job to do. All this stuff, he's presented it all fantastically.
Always does.
Yeah.
Thank you. Round of applause.
No, finito.